Did you know some of DC's biggest movies hit theaters in December? That's right. The holiday season isn't just for snow and gifts, it's when DC decided to drop some of its most iconic films, giving us everything from underwater battles to epic animated showdowns. But here's the twist. December releases aren't just a random choice. DC has a history of sneaking in major hits during the holiday season, and while some of these movies bombed at the box office, they later became cult classics. Today we're exploring why December might just be the most underrated month for DC films, diving into the legacy of Aquaman, the emotional gut punch of Mask of the Phantasm, and the superhero magic of Superman. We'll break down what made these films stand out, how they shaped the superhero genre, and why they still hold up today. So whether you're into underwater action with Aquaman, detective stories with Batman, or some classic superhero action with the icon himself, get ready to relive the best of DC's December hits. Let's jump in.
Shall stand, one shall fall.
Ghostbusters, what do you want?
And Batman.
Jules Verne once wrote, "Put two ships in the open sea, without wind or tide, they will come together."
When Aquaman hit theaters in December of 2018, it took everyone by surprise. I mean, who would have guessed the guy who used to be the butt of so many superhero jokes would end up leading one of DC's biggest box office hits? But here we are. Aquaman turned out to be a really entertaining and visually built a massive and unique underwater world. From the moment that Jason Momoa was announced as Aquaman, fans were taken in with his personality and antics, but for me, it was his full dedication to the role. But his solo movie took things to a whole new level. It wasn't just good, it was pretty great. The film's mix of humor, epic action, and incredible underwater visuals was a recipe for success. Aquaman brought a lighter, adventurous tone to the DC Extended Universe. The underwater scenes were groundbreaking, filled with vibrant colors, epic battles, and the unforgettable Atlantis. Director James Wan crafted a world that felt like a mix of Star Wars, Avatar, and an actual National Geographic documentary. And beyond the spectacle, the themes of identity and heritage made Aquaman's journey surprisingly relatable. It wasn't just about saving the world, it was about Arthur Curry finding his place in the world. Both of them. Aquaman was a game changer for the DCEU. After the darker tones of previous films like Batman vs Superman and Suicide Squad, Aquaman brought some lighthearted humor that helped breathe new life into the DCEU. It proved that audiences were ready for a DC movie that didn't take itself too seriously, but still delivered great action. The movie was pretty successful, making over $300 million domestically and over $1 billion worldwide, making one of the most successful movies in the DCEU, both critically and financially. The sequel, Aquaman and Lost Kingdom, was also released in December, this time in 2023, but it failed to match the success of the first film due to a host of reasons, including the failed Flash movie that released earlier that year, and, more than likely, the announcement that the DCEU would be ending and transitioning into a new era under studio head James Gunn. But DC has a long tradition of December releases, and while most of them have been pretty good at the box office, some bombed, but went on to become cult classics.
Your angel of death awaits.
Picture this, it's December 1993, and instead of the usual holiday fare, DC decided to drop a movie that wasn't just for kids. It was a full-on noir detective story with a dash of heartbreaking romance. And that movie was Batman Mask of the Phantasm, a film that really started off as a box office failure. It could have been due to the terrible promotion, or just that audiences at the time really had this perception that animated movies couldn't be mature enough for adults. Despite this, Mask of the Phantasm became a fan favorite, often ranked as one of Batman's best films ever. It's an extension of the Batman the Animated Series, taking everything that made the show great, complex characters, dark themes, and stunning animation, and taking it to another level with better production and quality. The movie gave us a deeper, more vulnerable side of Batman. The tragic love story between Bruce Wayne and Andrea Beaumont hit hard, exploring themes of loss, revenge, and the sacrifices made in the name of justice. This wasn't just another villain of the week story, it was a genuine exploration of Batman's psyche, and it gave us one of the more entertaining lines in Batman animated history.
Don't wait up.
Meaning, I trust that once you're done with him, you'll be seeing her?
You think you know everything about me, don't you?
I dive at your bottom. I bloody well ought to, sir.
For me, though, one of the best things about this film that other projects with Batman seem to struggle with is making Batman human. I don't mean gritty or grounded like the Nolan films and the Reeves Batman universe. I meant Batman's humanity. It's always been kind of ironic to me that the most human Batman is a cartoon. The scene where he speaks to his parents at the gravestone about possibly moving on from his mission, seeking forgiveness and wisdom because he feels that he broke a promise. The scene hits hard, one because of Kevin Conroy's performance, but the fact here is that Bruce will never get to hear the answer he needs because, unfortunately for him, the only people that in his mind at that point of time who can offer him any type of solace are dead. Mask of the Phantasm set a new standard for animated superhero films. It's no exaggeration to say that without this movie, we might not have the incredible DC animated films we have today. It was a game changer, proving that animated features could have the same emotional weight and storytelling power as live action films. And let's not forget the performances that took this from a simple animated films to a thought-provoking insight into the world of the Batman. But now it's time to go back even further, to the granddaddy of them all.
Why are you here? There must be a reason for you to be here.
Yes, I'm here to fight for truth and justice in the American way.
Superman, the one that started it all. When this movie was released in 1978, it wasn't just another superhero movie. It was a cinematic event. This was the movie that made audiences believe a man could fly, and it set the template for superhero films for decades to come in the same way that Superman himself in Action Comics #1 set the stage for superheroes to come. Imagine the hype back then. There was nothing like it. The special effects were groundbreaking, and Christopher Reeve's portrayal of Superman became the gold standard. Sure, it's not like the effects are today, but Reeves made Clark feel like Clark, and gave you hope as soon as he swooped in as Superman. He wasn't just an actor in a cape, he was Superman. The film's iconic opening score by John Williams is still instantly recognizable, and it's basically the sound of hope in musical form. Superman delivered on its promise of spectacle, but it also had heart. It explored the duality of Clark Kent and Superman, giving us a hero who is powerful but also deeply human. The film's theme of hope, truth, and justice resonated with audiences and solidified Superman as the ultimate superhero symbol. The movie itself released domestically on December 15, 1978 at a budget of $55 million, which in comparison to movies nowadays seemed like nothing, but it was the most expensive film made up to that point. Adjusted for inflation, you're looking at a budget of $296 million, which is kinda crazy. Thankfully, it made the budget back and more, with a box office gross of $300 million, which in today's number would be a little over $1 billion. The success led to 3 more sequels and the development of other DC projects and titles, including the Supergirl film, and of course, the series of Batman films that ran from the late 80s to the mid 90s. Superman, though, remains a timeless classic that continues to inspire new generations of superhero fans. And it's the perfect way to wrap up this video and our look at DC's December hits. There you have it. 3 incredible December releases that helped to shape the landscape of superhero films as we know it. Which one of these is your favorite? Do you prefer the over-the-top craziness of Jason Momoa's Aquaman, the detective drama of Batman, or the classic hero himself, Superman? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this dive into DC's December legacy, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. I've got plenty more coming your way. Until next time, and as always, take care and have an awesome day. See you in the next video.